Good afternoon, everyone. I am Divyanshi from the team of Pen and Paper Publication. I welcome you all in World Book Fair 2026. We are pleased to have you all here. Today, we are honored to welcome a person whose work is changing young lives and shaping safer futures. Mr. Manu Dhamya is the founder of United Against Bullies and a passionate social advocate working to stop bullying in schools. Based in Reading, Berkshire, UK, he has dedicated to this mission for over a decade. Along with his wife Deepa, he co-founded United Against Bullies with one clear purpose: to protect children's safety, dignity, and emotional well-being. His work brings together schools, parents, and communities to build awareness, empathy, and resilience. His efforts have been recognized with the Mayor's Award, the High Sheriff's Award, and the Inspiration Award, and his voice has reached wider audiences through BBC and ITV. He truly believes that kindness creates lasting change, and through his work, he continues to ensure that every child feels safe, valued, and hopeful. Please join me in warmly welcome Mr. Manu Domya. Welcome,
Hi,
sir.
how are you?
Hello. Good.
हाय मैं शुद्ध हिंदी में बात करूँगा
Okay.
मेरी बीवी इनकी इंग्लिश में बोल रहा है बुक के हमने 10-12 साल पहले शुरू कर दी छोटे छोटे बच्चे जो स्कूल में बुली होते हैं उनके लिए उनको पता चलना चाहिए कि कब वो बुली हो रहे हैं और जो कि पेरेंट्स है या उनके टीचर्स हैं वो देख सके तो साइंस और बुक getting bullied. So it's an effort from us on a very small level to hopefully change the world. So yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Why have we printed this book, or how is it going to help all the children that are out there? So the sole purpose, like I said before, the whole purpose of this book was to make people aware that there is a massive issue of bullying that happens in schools, happens in our communities, happens at home as well. So the whole purpose of the book is it's in 3 phases. The first phase is to understand what actually is bullying. There are different forms of bullying. Somebody was talking about silent bullying. How do you distinguish if you are being bullied, or how do you even distinguish that you are a bully? Because you made a very valid point. Like, how do you distinguish banter or a joke to somebody crossing that boundary and starting to bully that person? So the first phase of this book is to be able to identify what actually bullying is. Are you a bully or are you being bullied? The second phase of this book is to understand how to tackle it, how to address it, to understand, okay, I'm being affected by somebody who's constantly maybe fat shaming me, or somebody who's constantly calling me a geek or dummy, or possibly somebody maybe who has a habit or a hobby that other people don't accept. So it's kind of getting to that phase where saying, I don't like this person constantly mocking me, because I don't feel other people will draw a boundary for you. Because when somebody is joking with you, if I have a friend who's constantly maybe joking about my height, maybe always calling me short or something, it might be a joke or banter and I might laugh it off and say it's fine, but internally it might be bothering me. So I don't think people set your boundaries. You have to set your own boundaries. So you have to be trained enough and mentally strong enough to say that this is not acceptable by me. I don't like it, even though you're my friend and I love you to bits, but can you stop picking on me? I don't like it. That's when they're going to stop. So that is the second phase, to take control back into your own hands. That's the purpose of the book. Not to allow the bully to bully you. Sometimes they're not always bully, because, you asked, is it intentional or non-intentional? So if it's your friends and they're constantly mocking you, it might be non-intentional because they might not know it affects you. Whereas if there is somebody out there who's actively going out their way, pushing you, making your life hell, that's very much intentional. But a lot of times, the person who's bullying may actually be the one who needs the support, because they could come from broken homes. They could be picking on you because they're not happy with themselves or happy in home. So I don't think we should go out in the world blindly thinking it's just the person who is being bullied as the victim, because sometimes it's the bully himself who can be the victim. So the third phase of our book is how to find a solution around this, how do we tackle it? What steps can we put in place? Where that's another question you were asking. Well, how do parents distinguish it? How do schools distinguish it? You got to look out for the telltale signs, and it always starts with home. A teacher has 30, 40 students to look after, so they might not be able to tell the signs that this child is a bit quiet today, or at lunchtime they're not talking to anyone else. So it's the parents at home who've got to see, is my child being a little more aloof? Are they not talking to enough friends? Are they not socializing? Do they not go on social media? So the signs, or spotting the signs, start from home. Once they've spotted those signs, it's the parents' job to go to the schools and address it, that I feel my child is kind of going into depression. Once those spots have been signed, then it comes to the schools, where they need more training and resources to be able to say, okay, now teachers, you've been informed that there is a child who is maybe not behaving normally or is kind of sad. Now, what can the school do about it? So I feel there's a process you need to develop for the school. You've got to tell the schools, look, you've got to have a little safe zone where children can go and talk to anyone, like a therapist or counselor, anonymously. They might not need to give their name. Maybe there's a phone number they can call anonymously and say, I am facing this. How do I get through? Because a lot of time people will not open up and say, I'm being bullied, because then it makes them seem like a victim, and they don't want to do that. Or sometimes it might come from their friends, so they don't want to feel like I'm telling on my friends, So I think an anonymous approach is good, and then somebody with a clear, precise mind who is not involved with them, a third party, can give them, some advice and opinions. And that's kind of what I'm here to do. So if anytime schools need somebody to come and have a conversation, talk to children and tell them, well, how do you tackle it? Because who do you go, who do you talk to? That's where we can step in and we can guide them.
Now I request my team to hand over the copies.
I just wanted to add in, this would be a message that you can spread across. If any schools need us to come and have a chat with them, even if I'm not here personally, but I'm happy to do it virtually. मैं हिंदी में बात कर सकती हूँ, इतनी अच्छी नहीं है that I can't talk in Hindi, so just pushing the message out there. If you need me to come in, I'd be happy to do that. And thank you for helping us spread this message about as well.
And now I request my team to hand over the shawl. For ma'am as well.
Thank you.
Medal also. Certificate.